Good morning. Let's see the next topic, that is simple average price method. So still now we have discussed about the FIFO method and LIFO method. Majorly these two topics, out of these two topics they will ask one as a 14 marks question, and simple average price method or weighted average price method, out of these two they will ask any one 6 marks question. So simple average price method will be asked for 6 marks question. What do you mean by simple average price method? The issue price will be considered on the basis of average price, that is simple average price. Under this method, the materials are issued to the production department at the simple average price of materials. So, the materials are issued to the production department on the basis of simple average price. How you will calculate simple average price? The same formula for average. That is, simple average price is calculated by adding all the different prices and dividing by the number of such prices. For example, if you are having three types of different prices, that is 10 rupees, 12 rupees, 13 rupees. So how you will calculate average? First add these prices, 10 plus 12 plus 13 divided by how many number of prices we are having? 3. That is 10, 12 and 13. 3 divided by 3, you will get the average. So by using these simple average price, you will issue the materials to the production department. Now, each time the issue price is calculated on the average rates available for the issues. So every time the issue price will be based on the simple average price only, that is average rate of different price rates prevailing from the reverse of chronological order or from the latest purchase price of materials. So you have to consider the reverse chronological order and you have to check the quantity, and till that quantity the materials are there, you have to consider all that prices. When particular lot of materials are issued and exhausted, so when a particular materials are fully completely issued, then the price of such material will not be considered for the next issue price of materials. So the price of such lot cannot be considered for the next subsequent issues. So let's see the problem. The following transactions occur in the purchase and issue of material. January 2nd, we are purchasing 4,000 units at the rate of 4 per unit. January 20th, we are purchasing 500 units at the rate of 5 per unit. February 5th, we are issuing 2,000 units. Now you have to decide at what price this 2,000 units will be issued. February 10th, we are purchasing 6,000 units at the rate of 6 per unit. February 12th, we are making an issue, that is 4,000 units. March 2nd, we are issuing 1,000 units. March 5th, we are issuing 2,000 units. March 15th, purchasing 4,500 units at the rate of 5.50 per unit. March 20th, issued 3,000 units. From the above, prepare the store's ledger account using simple average price method. So now you have to prepare store's ledger account under the simple average price method. So I will tell the difference. Here the format will be same for LIFO, FIFO, simple average and weighted average. Or for all the four methods, you are having the date column, receipts column, issues column and the balance column. And whenever you are writing in the balance, you have to write the price or the rate only for the first transaction, and for the remaining transaction, no need of writing the dates or price. So in case of simple average price method, only for the first transaction you will write the price. For all the remaining transaction, in the balance column you will not write any price, because you will not write, you will not consider which price, you are considering the average price for the issue. So let's see the problem. January 2nd, we are purchasing 4,000 units at the rate of 4 per unit. So purchases will be here also considered as a receipts. The date will be January 2nd. We are purchasing 4,000 units at the rate of 4. So if you multiply 4,000 into 4, the total value you will get 16,000. The same thing will be there in the balance column, that is 4,000 units at the rate of 4. So 4,000 into 4, you will get total value as 16,000. The next transaction is January 20th, once again we are making the purchases, that is 500 units at the rate of 5 per unit. So January 20th, date is January 20th, purchased units will be 500 units, the rate will be 5. 500 into 5, you will get 2500. Now, see, whenever if you are writing the balance column in the simple average price method, you have to add all the receipts to the balances and deduct all the issues from the balances. Now, for the 4000, if you purchased units or if you return goods, that will be added, and from this balance if you issued any units, that will be deducted. So for the quantity you have to add the quantity, and for the total amount you have to add the total amount. So 4000 plus 500, you will get the total quantity as 4500. And I told only for the first transaction you have to write the price or the rate. For the remaining transaction, no need of writing the price. And for the total amount, you have to add the total amount. So 16,000 plus 2,500, you will get 18,500. So in case of simple average price method, you have to add all the receipts to the balances and deduct all the issues from the balances. Now first transaction, we are having the balance of 4,000. If you made any receipts, you have to add that. For the quantity, add the quantity. 4000 plus 500, 4500. For the total amount, you have to add the total amount. 16,000 plus 2500, total value will be 18,500. The next transaction is February 5th, we are making an issue, that is issue of 2000 units. So whenever you are making the issue, so February 5th, we are making the issues. So you have to check the balance quantity prevailing. How you will get this 4500 units? You have to go reverse order, reverse chronological order, or latest purchase price. See how you will get 4500 units. This 4500 units consist of 500 units at rupees 5 and 4000 unit at the rate of 4. So if you consider these 4500 units, you have to add these two. So you have, in order to calculate the issue price for 2000 units, you have to consider these two. So you have to take the average price of these two prices, that is 4 plus 5, and how many prices are there? 2. So 4 plus 5 divided by 2, you will get 4.5. How you will calculate the issue price? That will be based on the balance quantity. In order to get 4500, you have to go through the reverse order. First, you will consider 500 plus 4000. So you are considering these two units. That's why you have to take the average of these two prices. 4 plus 5 divided by 2, you will get 4.5. So 2000 into 4.5, you will get 9000. And I told from the balance, if you make purchases, purchases will be added. If you make issues, issues will be deducted. So 4500 minus 2000, you will get 2500. And from the total value, 18,500 minus 9,000, you will get 9,500. The next transaction is February 10th, we are purchasing 6,000 units at the rate of 6 per unit. So February 10th, we are making the purchases, that is 6,000 units at the rate of 6 rupees. So 6,000 into 6, you will get 36,000. Now see the balance. If you make any receipts for the quantity, you have to add the quantity. So 2,500 plus 6,000, you will get 8,500, and 9,500 plus 36,000, you will get 45,500. The next transaction is February 12th, we are making the issue, that is issue of 4,000 units. So February 12th, we are making the issue. So how many units we are issuing? 4,000 units. So before issue, see the balance quantity. So balance quantity prevailing is, that is 8,500. How you will get 8,500? You have to go through the reverse chronological order or the latest purchase price. That is, first you have to consider the 6,000, then plus 500, 6,500 plus the remaining 2,000 we will consider from the first purchase. It means 8,500 includes 6,500 and 2,000 units from out of 4,000. It means it includes all the three. So you have to take now the average of all the three prices. That is 4 plus 5 plus 6 divided by 3. See, until the units balance quantity, how many units it consists, till that units you have to consider the average price. Now this 8,500 consists of 6,000 units, 500 units and the remaining quantity from 2,000 units from the 4,000 units. So we will consider the average of these three prices. 4 plus 5 plus 6 divided by 3, you will get 5. So 4,000 into 5, the total value you will get 20,000. Now from balance quantity, if you make issues should be deducted. 8,500 minus 4,000, the remaining value will be 4,500. And from the total 45,500 minus 20,000, the remaining value will be 25,500. Now the next transaction is March 2nd, we are making an issue, that is issue of 1,000 units. March 2nd, we are making an issue, that is issue units will be 1,000. Now see the balance in the previous balance in the quantity. 4,500 we are having the balance. So how you will get this 4,500? You have to go through the reverse way. 4,500 you will get here only. It means all the units under 500 purchases, 4,000 purchases will be completely exhausted. Now there is no these units prevailing. Now we are having only the 6,000 units. Out of 6,000 units, we are having only the 4,500 units balance. So 4,500 units we will get here only. So you will consider only the 6 rupees. So the balance we will get in the 6,000 only. That's why we will consider the rate as 6 rupees. So 1,000 into 6, you will get 6,000. So if you make issue, from the total quantity, you have to deduct 4,500 minus 1,000, you will get 3,500, and from the total value, that is 25,500 minus 6,000, you will get 19,500. See, you have to see the balance quantity prevailing, and this balance quantity depends on the reverse chronological way, and how many purchases it includes. Till that purchases you have to consider the price. If it is includes only one price or only one unit, you have to consider only the price prevailing in that unit. It consists two purchase units, then you have to take the average of two. If it is consists three purchase units, you have to consider the average of three prices. The next transaction is March 5th, we are making an issue, that is 2,000 units. So March 5th, we are making an issue 2,000 units. So now see the balance prevailing here 3,500. So last chronological order. So you will get the latest purchase price, that is 6,000. So you will get 3,500 units from the 6,000 only. That's why we will consider the same price, that is 6 rupees. 2,000 into 6, you will get 12,000. So from the quantity, you have to deduct the quantity if you made the issue. 3,500 minus 2,000, you will get 1,500. And from the total, that is 19,500 minus 12,000, you will get 7,500. The next transaction is March 15th, purchased 4,500 units at the rate of 5.50 per unit. So March 15th, we are once again making the purchases, that is 4,500 units at the rate of 5.5. So 4,500 into 5.5, you will get 24,750. Now, if you make purchases will be, receipts will be added. 1,500 plus 4,500, you will get 6,000 units. 7,500 plus 24,750, you will get the total value as 32,250. Then the next transaction is March 20th, we are issuing 3000 units. So March 20th, we are issuing 3000 units. So write the date, March 20th. How many units we are issuing? 3000. So before issue, you have to see the balance quantity prevailing. Here the balance quantity will be 6000. Now, go through the last reverse chronological way. The purchase, that is 4500. So till you will get 6000 units, you have to go reverse. 6000 units, how you will get? 4500 units from 5.5 rupees, and that is 6000 units. It means still there are 1500 units remaining out of 6000 units. So you will consider the remaining 1500 units from here. So it means you are considering the 2 units, and you have to take the average of these two prices. So 6 plus 5.5 divided by 2, you will get the average price, that is 5.75. So till if you get 6000, that units will be considered. That unit price, average price will be considered. How you will get 6000? 4500 units plus out of 6000, the remaining 1500 you will consider from this units. So 3000 into 5.75, you will get 17,250. Now, if you made an issue should be deducted from the balances. 6000 minus 3000, you will get 3000, and from the total value, that is 32,250 minus 17,250, you will get 15,000. So closing stock will be 3000 units of rupees 15,000 value. Thank you.